Take it off.
Okay, so, hi, I'm Jenny. For all of you guys who don't know, thanks guys. I wanted to just start off by saying that ATD has been amazing to me. Obviously, I've made so many amazing connections, and I know others have as well. I just wanted to start off by talking about the qualifications that I have to be president for ATD. So I am in many other organizations in where I have held leadership positions. So for example, I was the director of interfraternal events in my sorority Delta Gamma, and I'm also the current the Valley Foundation School of Nursing Spring 2027 class president. So there that is. What else do I want to say? In terms of time management and stuff like that, I feel like I'm pretty good at that just because I'm able to manage all these organizations and also balance school, which is something that I want all of you guys to be able to do as well, because I know ATD is very challenging to do. Get my good side. Goals that I have for this chapter. So actually though, okay. I feel like in terms of communication, a lot of people don't read their emails. I don't read my emails personally. So I do plan to change our mode of communication, which I did with my semester cohort. We are using this app called Flare, which is very helpful because it's basically meant for fraternities and sorority life. It gives you the options to have a whole calendar that you can view all the events in, because I know ATD does it as a Google Doc. And I personally kind of suck at stuff like that. So, for the people that also suck at stuff like that, you could see a whole rundown of all the events and calendar list, the dates, the times, all of that. You're also able to keep track of your own attendance and stuff like that, which is perfect. In case, you don't want to bombard the recording secretary with any questions. I also plan to bring a lot of social events, because I feel like it's very important to foster, of course, relationships and build a lot of connections. I feel like that's a big reason why people join ATD in the first place, is to build those connections with people. So an idea that I do have is to create an alumni chapter, which I believe is very important. I feel like we should have a spreadsheet, kind of numbers, emails, places these people have worked. So if you guys wanted to reach out to them and be like, hey, I need a reference, what's going on, you could do that. I also plan to do cute little events, we could do puppy yoga together if anybody's interested, or do hikes. Obviously it's not mandatory, but I feel like we should just be closer, which is great. What else? Let's see. Okay. I also plan to do things like LinkedIn events, interviewing, workshops, because I feel like that's stuff that they don't really teach you. Yes, our guest speakers are quite beneficial and insightful in terms of how they got to the point where they are at, but I also feel like they don't tell you oh, how did I interview to get here? What questions was I asked? Or how did I answer these questions? What did my resume look like? I feel like if we had workshops like that, we would be hella optimal as a chapter. So that's just kind of my goal. I want to make ATD super optimal for everybody, super fun. And yeah, I think that's kind of it.
Okay, so you have 2 questions from me. My first one is, during my term, I've made constant efforts to try and prevent any social, personal, and academic factors from impacting my cabinet's overall productivity and ATD's image. So this is a vital and easily overlooked quality. And being able to separate personal endeavors from academic and professional life is super important. So what do you plan to do to ensure that you and your cabinet do not encounter any given issues that may affect the cabinet, the chapter, and the image as a professional organization?
Of course. So I feel like that's a very good question. Again, I said earlier, I'm in multiple organizations and where I've held leadership positions, so I'm pretty good at being proactive and also knowing when things are going on. So if, in the case of if there's anything going on in anybody's personal life or anything like that, I would be sure to reach out and just make sure that I'm there to support the board as much as possible.
Good job. Okay, and one more question. If a serious incident were to happen at an event, how would you go about this within the next 24 hours and protect the chapter as a whole?
How serious?
Just something that could possibly put the fraternity at risk, like reputation-wise?
Okay.
I'm thinking, because I just renewed the RSO today.
Oh.
So that's what I was thinking about. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so good question as well. I feel like I've had experience in terms of like kind of like social standards and understanding what to do in social settings. So in cases where serious things do happen, I know exactly who to go to, what to do, and also I feel like most of us are pretty good at being adults. You know what I mean? We all know what we're doing. So I feel like, yeah, I just know where to go and what to do.
Choose a number.
Choose for me.
Let's see. Our fraternity was founded at what university?
Oh, also, did anybody get like a freaking Google Doc about this stuff? Cause like I don't know. I think, did we? I didn't get to say anything. I think it's it was a UC. UC Berkeley.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is all of our speeches. This is basically the timeline for election. So today, we went through all of the candidates. Voting is going to start today. I think my email was sent to go out at like 7.